Hello, good afternoon. How are you doing? Thank God it's Friday. I love Fridays, even though we've not been going to work. We've not been working, but we still love Friday. We still look forward to Fridays. How are you doing today? I am doing so great. Okay, so I didn't plan for this. I didn't plan this video. I just left inbox. Someone asked me, what is family structure? How does it work? I said, okay, fine. After answering her, I felt, okay, someone else here may also like to hear about it, so I thought, why not share it here so that everyone to if you are watching, you benefit from, you have an idea. Oh, someone has joined me. Thank you ma. So what is family structure really? Family structure is like a piece of guide for your family, like a routine, rules. That's basically it for your family. Something it does is it helps everyone know what is expected of them at every given time. That's family structure. It helps you hear less, you smack less when you have a family structure. That is basically it. Is a schedule. Line News, thank you so much for watching me, ma'am. Is a schedule for your family, like rules, like routine for your family. Like before now, let me give you a practical example. Like during this lockdown, my family structure for my kids and for myself was, you wake up in the morning. Normally wake up in the morning, thank God you I think the first thing on the list is that way. The first thing on the list was, okay, you say your prayers. Wake up in the morning, you say your prayers, then you make your bed. After that, you come, you greet everybody, your younger ones, your siblings, your parents. You greet everybody. After greeting everybody, you go straight to your chores. Now, after your chores, you take your bath. After having your bath, you have your breakfast. Then you come for your lesson. Then after your lesson, then what was the next one on the list? After your lesson, you have your lunch and you do your lunch chores. Then you have your art and craft time. Then after that, you have your freestyle time. Freestyle time was time for TV, time for plays, time for everything. Now, the structure is not that so rigid that it's like children will always be children. So I know that's why the structure is like this. Sometimes after lesson, they jump about, play about. Even during the lesson, they have time, intermittent break. They used to do all their drama. You have to say, oh yeah, do this one. All of that. I considered all of that. So we just make it like that. That's the family structure. So your children know, okay, now that schools are resuming, I am making another family routine for them, because it's not going to be that again. They are not going to have chores. They are not going to have lesson at home again. They are not going to be able to do chores like 2-3 times a day. They used to do chores, So that is basically it. When you have it, like my children, for example, they know that in the morning they are not supposed to be just walking aimlessly about. They know what they are supposed to do. And my son is supposed to know that, hey, it's not time for play. Some children are just they are play wired. Like a friend of mine will say her son is play by default. Some children are play by default. So he's supposed to know that, hey, it's not time after lunch, after art and craft. But you still expect they will still have those time they play. So, but the thing is, it reduces those time you have issues, you clash with your children. That time, those moments are greatly minimized. I know, like expert says, it takes 21 days, 30 days, 60 days, depend on the material you are, depend on the authority you are consulting, to get into a habit. Now imagine if you have a family structure for your children, 21 days, 30 days, 60 days, and you have been able to do it consistently. You are indeed going to, Esther Sado, thank you for joining me, ma'am. So you are indeed going to have less struggle. All those smacking, all those yelling is going to be less there. Someone was telling me, this particular parent actually made me bring this. I actually don't like talking about inbox messages. So she was like, why does she have to come back and tell her son, hey, you have not bathed since morning, why have you not bathed and all of that? And she expect her son to know that you are supposed to bathe. I say it's fine, we always expect that from our children, but with family structure you don't have that struggle, because your child knows that, for example, You wake up in the morning, after your morning chores and everything, it's time to bathe. The child has done it consistently. So it's not you that you just let the child bathe. Okay, you are supposed to bathe. You allow the child to bathe anytime. So you come back and you expect the child to have maybe like, let's talk about done dishes. The dishes are still there. So you start having issues, you start whining, you start nagging or yelling or even smacking. So, but when you have your structure like, okay, like for my children, because they are little, they do dishes 3 times a day. I don't want it piling up. Now, if you don't have a family structure, for example, your children know that, okay, it's my turn to do dishes today. So he or she can say, I'll do it later. And they keep pushing. When they are having fun, I'll do it later. They are playing. By the time you get back, the whole kitchen is filled with dishes, is messed up. There's every tendency that you are going to be wondering, what is this? Even if you are so intentional, you are really going to almost lose it at some point. Now, but with this structure, the child knows, hey, this is how it's supposed to be. Dishes, wake up after your breakfast, you have it, you run to the kitchen and do your kitchen runs, things like that. You don't have much struggle. Like my kids, they take turns. What do they even do, sir? We are talking about chores. They sweep. One of them sweeps the house. The other one does dishes. Like I say, chores is rotational because, just to create to reduce, to minimize any form of sibling rivalry, which is inevitable, you have to minimize it from your end. Some will feel, why do I have to be the one sweeping? Sweeping the chores doing is easier than sweeping. I don't want that drama. So it's rotational. Today you do your sweeping, tomorrow you do your dish washing. So the one that is doing the dish washing is my handy helper in the kitchen for that day. If you want the one doing the dish washing, bear in mind that you are the one that is going to help me in the kitchen, do all the Ogomi, thank you for joining. Ayog, oh sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Thank you for joining, ma'am. So you are the one doing the dishwashing, you are the one dishwashing, you are the one going to join me in the kitchen, because I still have a 3-year-old. If everybody joins me in the kitchen, it's drama, really. So someone is going to fall inside the fire, someone is going to cook inside along with you. So I don't want all that drama. So if you are the one doing the dishes, you join me in the kitchen. So for example, my daughter is 6 years. She knows that, hey, it's her turn to do the dishes. So when she's done doing the dishes, sometimes before I even wake up, she would have started arranging some things for us to prepare breakfast, because she's not allowed to light up the burner yet. She'll start arranging some things for us to do the breakfast. It's just about because of the structure, because she knows that after this is the next thing. When we are done preparing breakfast in the kitchen, and the next thing, they know that, hey, it's time to bathe. Even when you introduce structure, they are going to complain, they are going to drag. It's a lot of drama. But one thing to make your structure effective is for you to be consistent. It's very consistent. Like you have it after your chores in the morning is bathing time. You don't say, hey, because the child is whining today, or because you are too tired or something, you can't bathe them. Just making consistent, because the moment you start breaking it, the children start feeling okay. They can actually pressure you for an allowance or for something, and they start doing those things. So these corners start bringing in, even when you don't intend to yell, you don't intend to smack, you start seeing yourself being pushed to do all of that. Okay, and I always say, I think my last 3 videos I made, I brought some of the posts I use in my house. When I talk about making rules for the house, or creating a routine or your schedule, I don't talk about just doing it verbally. No. Mine, I have it somewhere. I always have it written down, and I just don't come and write it down. No, we have to meet over it. The children, all of us come together. My 8-year-old, my 6-year-old, my 3-year-old, we all come together. We talk about these things, and we have them sorted out. We arrange them. Okay, these are the things we want. We all agree. I have them written out, handwritten. That is why I always have it handwritten, so that we are talking about it. We are making it there. Then we have it somewhere everybody can see it. The idea is, when they wake up, for instance, I wake up and I see my son, because we always say every child is not the same. My son, almost every time I have to say, hey Noel, have you gone through your routine list for today? He will say no. He will go back and go through it, and then he gets back to work. That is it. So imagine if I don't have it written down and I start saying, what is the first thing you have to do? Start saying, then he may just start bringing up excuses, as in, is it not to bake, is it not to eat, the food is not ready. That can also make you flip. So I have it written down. Like we have a rule, for example, that says no TV time during meals. So I remember one time my daughter was watching a program, and we needed to eat at that time, and she was trying to negotiate it. She said, no, mommy, that rule is not in this house. We don't have that rule. I said, there's no drama, there's no argument. Go and check the rules there. And she got there and she checked the rule, and she said, oh, I beg, is it time for us to revisit all these rules in this house? So that she cannot insist that, hey, TV time and rule time, TV time should be part of meal time. So I always have these things written down. Even when it comes to other major items, I always tell parents, the items the issues you struggle with, you battle with, you write it down, you talk about it, you write it down, they suggest, they find a way. That is the structure. You have issues with your child's sleeping routine, sleeping time, they don't like sleeping. My children, the same thing, they don't like sleeping on time. They'll start bringing excuses. Okay, I want to finish this storybook. I'm wondering, where have you been all day that you have not finished the storybook? Now school is about to resume. We've been trying to enforce sleeping since 8 p.m. So we just have to tweak our routine a little. So they know 8 p.m. they're already in bed. Whether you feel sleepy or not, you just go to your bed. Because of school, when it was holiday, I allowed them to sleep 9 o'clock, but now it has to be 8 o'clock because they need to wake up 6 o'clock, 6:30 max, to be able to get to school in looking all bright and beautiful. So those are the things that should be in the routine. Then you have reading too. Reading. If you have struggles, your children don't like reading and things like that, it's a simple thing. Infuse it into the routine. Have a time for reading. 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. Have a time for reading. You can actually also have your different activities you read at different times. For example, you can get sheets, worksheets. Worksheets. Like the other day I was talking about reading, I was like, I prefer to have books with activities. Even my daughter prefers books with activities. When it's just a long story, she just like but she can actually read short stories. She can read very many of them. She can read short stories, you sum up to like 200 pages. She can sit down and read them. She just wants to see that she's done reading this one and she has this story. She wants that, compared to just reading one book. It's boring. So you just have those things for them. If you want to, like, okay, is a story reading time today, is I have something I call discovery in my house. Discovery, we discover something they don't know before, even though almost all the books in my house I don't have something new, but discovery, you can just pick a book on animals. You discover one feature about animal. You pick a book on a historic person. You discover something about the historic person. We'll pick a topic from the Bible. Just discover about maybe something like the other day we discover something about Goliath and David. Discovery, not just from normal reading stories. You can actually have those things broken down, put them in those things. So it helps your children know what to do at every given time. When they know what to do at every given time, it's easy for them to do it. So that is basically family structure. Routine. Break it down. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? After that, what is the first thing you do? After that, what is the next thing you do? After that, what is the next thing you do? You just break it down. Time. It's not like you say, okay, you are the one doing dishes today. No. The child can decide to do dishes anytime the child likes. He's the one doing dishes today. That is when the struggle will not come in. But when you are the one doing dishes today, you have your family structure is in the morning. The child knows in the mornings is the one doing dishes. It's easier for your child to actually begin to behave. And like I said, your routine, I always make sure my kids are with me, even though they are little. I always make sure they are there. We are talking about this thing together because I have a daughter who is very who is kind of mouthy. Sometimes she can just stand and do like this and start asking journalistic questions, and I'm wondering, seriously, who is the mom here, you or me? So we just have the routine together. We agree. So at the end of the day, it's easy for everybody to enforce. Were you not the one that said you would do this in the morning? So we don't have drama. And then another thing to make your routine, your schedule, your structure, your routine effective is, I think I made a video, not when I have not activated this group. Maybe I'll make it again in this group. One of the discipline methods I use in my house is the talking system. The talking system. So at the end of the day, if you actually follow your routine, hitch-free, drama-free, you get rewarded. You get reward at the end of the day. Now, something I particularly liked about this talking system, I remember some time ago I was speaking in the PTA, and a woman after the whole thing was telling me that her kids had preteens, they had issues reading. They never liked reading, and she has done everything they say and create a space for them. She has done that. They don't like reading. I told her, okay, why don't you try the talking system? And she was so excited when she called me back not too long after then. She was really so excited. She didn't have my number, but she went to the school to get my number. She was so excited. By the time it was, I think it was it not third term, the beginning of third term, she started applying the talking system. By the time it was holiday, summer holiday, and the whole thing. The children were just reading on their own. She didn't have to do so much wahala. That's the talking system. So that's also what I use for my children. I always say, if expert says some of them say 21 days to get into habits, others they will say 23 days, 30 days, and the other said 60 days. If you practice a habit consistently for 60 days, so it means you are going to get into the habit. So it means if your children practice a habit, follow your schedule, follow your routine, follow the rules for 60 days consistently, it means they are going to get into that habit. And when they want to break it, they'll have to start practicing how to break it again. So I use talking system. So at the end of the day, when you follow your routine, you don't give me headache, we don't do any drama, you earn 2 tokens actually, earn 2 tokens for the day. Okay, so that's that about routine. I'm not sure I covered everything really, because I just thought, okay, let me share it here. So that's that about creating a family structure. Like I said, it helps you minimize clashing with your children, whether your preteens or your teens. It helps you minimize clashing with your children. Everybody knows what to do, especially because everybody agrees. That is a good thing. The children kind of have their own input. It's not like you say, okay, when you wake up in the morning, you do your dishes. No, you have a family meeting, everybody comes together. Okay, what are the chores we have to do in the house? What are the things we always struggle with in the house? Bedtime is a drama. TV time, we watch too much TV, and it's not really like healthy. So what do we do about it? Things like that. We don't always like eating eba, like my daughter is. We need to be eating eba. We just talk about them. We agree about them. So okay, even if you're not eating eba every day, we can eat it twice a week. That's okay, right? Fine. It makes it into the routine. And something again is, because you are the mom, you are the one that will even come. You have everything already figured out in your head, what you want. You just kind of let them. It's not as if they are even going to impose anything on you when making these rules. My children have never succeeded in imposing anything on me. Funny enough, I realized everything I want to happen, that still happen. It's just that I start by explaining to them why things need to be the way things need to be. Maybe I start by saying, okay, we are resuming school on Monday. We need to adjust our wake up time to 8, our sleep time to 8 p.m. because you need you need up to 10 hours. You need up to 8 hours to sleep because of your age, because of your health. So if you sleep, let's calculate it. If you sleep 8 p.m., you need to wake up 6 a.m. How much time is that? You see why you need to sleep at 8 p.m. I'm not the one. I just explain. So by the end of the day, when they are making their decision, they are going to use the explanation I've given to actually decide. And it's as if that they will now feel they are the one. Especially my daughter, she feels okay, she's the one deciding. Meanwhile, I'm the one that I've done all the decision taking since. So it helps it helps you stay sane. It helps your children actually learn discipline. Yes, it helps them learn discipline. And not just that, we also have values. We have family values, for example. You all know how to put them in that your family structure. Okay, maybe I'll prepare a material for it and I'll give it to our members here so that it will be easy, because I know I'm not just doing justice to it. I'm not explaining it the way I want to explain it. All right, thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I didn't even know someone would come online because I didn't plan this. I just came up to do it almost now. Thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate you. And for inviting everybody, for inviting your friends, thank you. Like I said, this community has been on for over 4 years, for about 4 years now. I think in October we'll be celebrating 4 years. And at the time, I just saw other parenting group, joined them, and I didn't want to, I left this. But recently I felt, okay, let's build this. I have a lot to share, and I have a lot to share, and I know that, hey, if I don't really have my platform, I may not be able to reach I may not be able to do so much that I want to do. So please invite your friends. We have a lot to learn together, and we also love to learn from you. Send in your posts, send in your observations, send in your comments. We'll be very glad to have you here. If you have invited your friends, thank you. If you are here to invite, please invite your friend. Let's learn and grow together. I always say parenting is no longer the same thing. No. Parenting is no longer the same thing. Let me even tell you one thing. I don't have issues with Big Brother Nigeria. No, I don't have issues with it. Maybe if I had time, really, I would also be watching it. I don't have issues with it. But something like that, for example, I always say that the internet has changed a lot of things, has made a lot of difference in the way we were parented and now. The other day I met a group of parents. One of them was bitterly complaining her daughter was writing WAEC and she'll be writing NECO. And she spends the whole day watching Big Brother Nigeria. I'm not like, seriously? What is she going to write when she gets to the exam hall? Something like that. We have a lot of things that are targeted at our children that we didn't have. We didn't suffer. Our parents didn't have to suffer it. Our parents didn't have to their parents didn't have to struggle with those things. Today we have them a great deal. We have them so much. I remember then TV was 4 p.m. So where will you see Big Brother to watch from? The only company I had then was Novel. I had a friend there. All we're doing there most time was just reading all these novels and a lot of things, because that was basically what we have to keep ourselves busy. But these days children have a lot of things, so we really need to be more intentional. We really need to learn. We cannot claim we know. No. Every day I get information and say, wow, if I had known that a little while ago. I remember I was reading a material a while ago, and the author was talking about how to start helping your child even before you conceive. Things you should do before you conceive. So to start helping your child live a healthy life. I was like, I feel like starting now so that I will have another child. And I say, hey, no, I already have 3. I was just like, so every day we have information. We have a lot of things we know. We have a lot of things we learn. So we need to learn. So please bring your questions, invite your friends. Let's keep doing this together. Thank you so much for watching. Sankananji, thank you for watching. Oromi, thank you for watching. Oromi again, thank you for watching. For everyone who joined me today, even though we didn't plan it, thank you so much for watching. Join Heli and I at 8 p.m. to talk about trendy topic on parenting. Thank you so much for watching. See you 8 p.m. Bye.